everyone, Emmy-lou here. Today I'm going to show you a hippo. I really want to draw you a hippo. I love hippos. They're my favourite thing that I go and see in a zoo. I want to show you the artist that I'm looking at. So David Shepherd. David Shepherd, he was English. He died in 2017. He was one of my favourite artists, and it's quite sad that he's not alive anymore, but he was born 1937? I think that's 1931, and he died in 2017, so that's quite recent, depending on when you're watching the video. So he drew loads of animals from life. So he drew elephants from life, he'd go to Africa, he'd go to India, he'd draw all these different wild animals. So they weren't in a zoo, they were wild. So I want to draw a really cool hippo. These are wild hippos that he painted. They look like photographs, don't they? But they're actually paintings. And then he did giraffes, and he did elephants, and they really do look like photographs, don't they? There's a really cool baby cheetah, and then we've got a really cool lion. Lion's amazing, isn't it? His eyes. So we're going to do a hippo in water today, which will be really cool. So all you need is a piece of paper, landscape, and a pencil. It's very toasty in here. I've got all the lights on, so bear with me because I'm going to be roasting. So all we're going to do is you want to do a shape that looks like a jelly bean. So just think big jelly bean on this side of your paper, then you'll be fine. And then you want to just touch this bit here, and you're going to go up. And then on the other side, touch this bit there, and you're going to go up. So basically, jelly bean, two little bits that go up. And then all you're going to do, it's really easy if you think about it, all you're going to do is we're going to touch this bit there, and you're going to go round, and you're going to go round more. So you're going to touch it, and you're going to go round. So if you can't do that, touch that bit there, and then just go round a little bit. You don't have to go all the way down. Now what I'm going to do is the back. So connected to this, we're going to touch it here, just there. And we're going to go, no. And then we're going to go down, and we're going to touch it there and go, no. Then, super, super easy, just, so this is the back of the hippo. And then we've got the eyes and everything. So just here, you're going to touch about there. And you're going to do this. You're going to go, whoa. Next to that, whoa. Because he's quite wrinkly, isn't he? He's got lots of folds of skin. Not really wrinkly, but more, I suppose he's wrinkly. He's just got lots of loose skin. And then you're going to go down. So what this does now is you're going to create a line of water. Doesn't matter where you do it, as long as it touches each line that you've got. So pause the video if that was super tricky, because I know that sometimes it can be a bit tricky to follow depending on how you're getting on. But what you want to do is we're going to do a little line here. Can you see that? A little line. And then we're going to do a nostril about here. So you've got two little nostrils. You do not want it right there. You want it just here. Because then you're going to do a little line, and then we want to make it look like he's got like his lip. So we're just going to touch this and go like that. So it's almost like his mouth. So he's got a little slit in his mouth now. Now what we want to do is do the eyes and the ears. So we're just going to do a circle, like a little circle at the end. And then this now becomes an eye. Got a slit there. And this is your little eye. Might colour him in. And then we want to do, like, it's really interesting because he's got lots of wrinkly bits around his eye. So I'm just adding the wrinkly bits in, but I'm touching this eye and joining it up a little bit because we want to make sure it's kind of connected, if you like. Now, all we need to do is a little I said earbuds. You've got a little ear there on the other side of his head, and then you've got a little ear there. So you've got like pygmy hippos, which are baby little cute ones. This one's going to be a big one. So get your rubber, get ready with your rubber, and you're going to rub out this line. So you do not need that line anymore. Goodbye, the line. If you feel that there looks strange, probably do the line a bit better actually. I'll rush that slightly. It goes to show that we shouldn't rush. I'd probably keep the line but not attach it. And then where his ear is, I'd rub out. And then you know what? I'd rub out just a little bit here, not all of it, just a little bit. Now he's got more definition and there's more things. I've just got a picture that I was using as a reference because it's always quite good to use as a reference, isn't it? Let's have a look. So he's got a bit of a bit there, so I'm going to add them in as you add them with me. So we've got the line, got a little bit of a nostril. I think adding these lines in really helps. He's kind of got more of a bit there. Under his ear he's got a line. So it's really nice to sort of work out where everything is. I would stop there because we don't have to sort of do too much on him. So there is my hippo, my cute hippo. What you could do if you want is make that more square, because he tends to have quite a square bit there. Yeah, so I'm just going over things to make it look what I want. So fiddle around with that if you can. I would say these are normally black, half. Right, okay. Do you know what I'm gonna? Yeah, I've done the eye. Might do a little bit of black for the ear. So I'm just doing a little black here and there because I love adding a bit of black. Now, because it's David Shepherd, he did realism. So he did almost like a photograph. He didn't do abstract. He didn't do expressionism. He didn't do impressionism. He didn't do all the different periods of the paintings. He did something that was almost like a photograph, and it was quite modern. So we're just going to do similar. Going to give it a go. I'm using chalk pastel, and I've got a grey, a peachy colour. I'm going to get a brown. So if you don't have that, don't worry, you don't need it. It's just pick some colours. You could have a pink hippo if you wanted to, but just for the sake of David Shepherd, I'm going to do it a little bit like him. So if I got the picture to help me look at the colours. Okay, so the peachy colour, I'm going to do just there. All the eye really, isn't it? Bit of peachy colour in the eye. Bit of the nostrils. That is all I can pretty much see as peachy for me. Pretty peachy. Then I'm going to get grey. And my grey's quite, the back of him's pretty grey. I'm going to do a bit of grey there. It's kind of got quite brown. You might want to outline most of him kind of black at the end, just so it stands out. Right, I've done my grey, I've done my peachy colour, and I'm now doing my brown. Now if I look at it, he's got a real brown. It's quite dark actually, his brown. I'm going to get a different brown, you know, because it's really dark, the brown that I'm looking at. Now, because he's in the water, he's shiny. So not all of him's going to be really dark. But the majority of him is. So you want to go with the light. So where the water is going to be a bit darker probably. Well, not necessarily, but it is in this one. Under his chin. Oh, he looks really cool, doesn't he? I thought so. I'd like to have a pet hippo, but I think he'd be quite ferocious actually, because they can really bite you, can't they? Okay, so that is my hippo. I'm going to get my one finger. Notice when I colour it in, I don't colour the whole thing, I just colour bits. And that's a little bit like when an adult paints. It's quite nice to do that. I wouldn't smudge all of it in because he's in the water. So his shiny bits that are white looks really cool if you just leave them. And we're going to go around the eyes and stuff in black, I reckon. So that's roughly what he looks like. How cool is he looking? I feel like I know him. I feel like he's a friend. Right, the eye, I'm going to do black. I'd go around the ears. It's quite nice if you change the head a bit so it's not so rounded. He's got this really cool bit where he's got I can't think of the name. It's got whiskers, but they're white just here. So I'll put them in a minute. That's what's so cool about chalk. I'm just going over it with my finger. Just like that. So you can see where you think it would look quite cool. I'm going to get some white. Ta-da! Now, as I say, because he's in the water, he's got loads of white bits, of shiny bits. There's some shiny bit there. He's got a shiny bit on his eye. He's got kind of like a shiny bit on his nose. White chalk brings everything out in the picture, but he's got like bobbly bits there. Can you see? Because it's where his little whiskers are, but you don't do too many because it sometimes looks weird. He's got a lot of white bits there. Got like a super cool white bit there. So yeah, you could carry on doing the white bits, but ultimately he's pretty cool as he is there. I don't know why, I kind of want to call him Bob. Bob or George. Just thinking you can't see the back of him as well. Can you? There we are. Right, gonna get some water. So in real life, the water could be a kind of a grey blue, but he's in the whole of the water. So he's not just on the little bit, he's in there as well. With water, I'm going to get a dark blue as well as a light, and the dark blue is going to be where he's sitting. So if you do go to the zoo, Whipsnade Zoo is amazing because they really take care of the animals there. Some zoos I don't really like, but Whipsnade, well, London Zoo is quite cool, isn't it? They've got, I think they've got a hippo in London Zoo. They've definitely got one in Whipsnade, and it's really cool. They've got a hippo, and he's lovely. He's so cute. They smell a little bit hippos, but I don't mind if I'm honest, because they're so cool. So what you could do then is just smudge away. So it looks quite realistic. You could create a backdrop. You could do horizon, and you could use my other videos to do the giraffe, and you could do the elephant. You could do them all. You could have a whole picture of wild kind of animals from Africa or India or wherever they kind of reside, wherever they live. You could even do a little picture of maybe going to the zoo. Just going to do a little bit of dark blue and then we are done. I love to outline stuff. I think it just looks really nice. David Shepherd wouldn't have outlined it, I don't think, because if we look at his pictures, I'll bring up the hippo in a minute. Oh, I love that. I just love the blues, I think. But if we look at his pictures there, they look very realistic, don't they? He painted them all. So here's our hippo. Going to sign it. Da-da-da. And there we go. Enjoy. Let me know how you get on and send me your pictures in, and I am sure they're going to be amazing. You could do splodges of colour if you like. That would look really cool. I feel like because he's in the water, you could almost create cool splodges. That would be pretty awesome. Yeah, I quite like that. Quite like that. Like, subscribe and share if you can. It'd be really cool to see what all your friends can do with this. Or if you're watching it in a school, make sure you all put it on the floor and all have a look at each other's, because it's really nice to see the different personalities of doing one animal, but you get so many different personalities in one animal picture. It's really fun to see. Okay, so there we are. There is my hungry hippo. Enjoy, and I can't wait to see all your artwork. See you soon.